10 teams entering the Skylands. Only one can emerge as the final show match champion before, arguably, the biggest day of their SUPERVIVE lives thus far. The Prologue 6-match series on the line for both the EU and NA region. Of course, majority NA lobby here, but we do have that EU representation in good comms and pumpers. There's your colors to watch out for if you're checking out anyone in particular. Home bases. So one of our brand new Storm Shifts Logic is in the lobby. If you are new, if you haven't checked out the patch notes even, essentially all base camps are gone. There's none of them on the map, but team leaders, the drop leaders, do spawn with a deployable one, and they cost only 2,500 to pack up and go. So if you're looking to base fights off home camps, then you better choose wisely where you place them.
And something else, I haven't actually had the luxury of playing on this myself, but there were a couple playtests ago where we saw some of the alpha testers, if you will, even though everyone's playing currently is considered alpha tester, but they were really using kind of those base camps to get to some positions that were over walls that were a little unsafe to get to, and just backing to it. So I wonder if some of the players have had a chance to explore that, and if that's one of the tools we'll see some of the newer teams use, or will that be kind of exclusive to the older teams that we were familiar with?
Totally. Well, I thought that the last door was going to enter stacks with no contest whatsoever, but Q Deathmatch, Q Mayhem, they are on the hunt. They want to read. They want to find some books to try and break through.
They are trying to get the knowledge.
They were, yeah, I mean, that's great knowledge. That's super great knowledge on the Kingpin to immediately find a knock. But the last door has so much real estate to work with on the retreat here, Logic, that it's not too heavy a loss.
It's not the end of the world, but this isn't the way you want to drop out of college, okay? You want it to be your own choice. You had a better career path, not because you were bullied out of it. And the last door is indeed getting bullied. Gonna run through that portal. Gotta imagine Flappy Penguin and Team Q Deathmatch are just gonna stay there and find that yearbook, because I don't believe the last door found it, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't spot it either, which of course is the most important item in stacks. It gives everybody that level up, and a significant one at that as well. That's the breakthrough moment. And the last door on the back foot early on. Again, when you have such incredible talent at your disposal, and when you start racking up the show match wins, Logic, you inevitably find a target on your back. And in Battle Royale, it means that peace treaties can be signed with a simple glance across the way, and you will continually be the subject of third partying, because it just means that the best team, arguably, is out the lobby.
Yeah, and it gives you a chance to, one, just kind of advance a little bit further, but also put a little bit of a badge on your back saying, I took them out. I'm one of the contenders to winning these events. But we have some more action coming up right now. They're trying to open that vault, gonna have to stop it, as Ghost Sheep are fighting Pumpers right now. And Pumpers, they're in a weird spot. They're still finishing the vault while this is happening. Hot Biscuit just holding off Ghost Sheep, saying, you know what, we're looking like wolves right now. There's a fence, and you guys gotta go somewhere else.
Delighted to see
esteemed
caster Lunatherius here, and Pumpers are going to be delighted to see that nuke completely whiff. Or alternatively, we could look at it a little more positively. Sheep looking to find some real estate, and that they have found. Watch out for that Celeste potentially going for the rotate. Pumpers, though, clumping up, still looking good, avoiding that Shrike bomb and continuing to push Sheep around. This is exactly what they're hoping for. Aluna at the front, in with the myth as well. Great stun, great knock, fantastic grab here from Blix. The shift away by this incredibly fortunate oath for the moment. Lunatherius, though, I was giving him credit. Fantastic caster by all people that I've talked to, at least. A fantastic person, but sadly their fantastic run comes to an end here. They're going to have to be revived. A really nice and strong start here for the EU Pumpers.
Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. And one thing I didn't even consider is the lack of base camps means you don't get vision.
So here we are at Kobayashi's. We got the Hogs. They're chilling along with this minty team. Of course, no, there's no shooting at the moment. No shooting, but we are less than a minute away from nighttime. And Sheep, I'm wondering whether they're wondering if the Hogs know that they're there. Either way, they do have a UAV available if they want to use it, and now they are going to move out just to get a little idea of where the Hogs are, I guess. And they're deciding, let's not go that way. let's head south as well, because, of course, Logic, we've got to consider we're going to have some big mini-mob bosses on the map that could drop legendary items, a super boost in the early game.
Yeah, which is one of those changes that has been made, and I personally am really a fan of these legendary items. It gives a little bit more of that MOBA created character feel and customization that I think maybe the game was just not missing, because there's so much depth already, but just one more layer that is fun to watch.
So
and the Sheeps are now chasing something.
I think they're just chasing EXP or equipment at this point. We've also got the Storm that's moved in and has settled. Goats and BAP are in a similar area to each other, but again, NA so conservative. Nobody wanting to take the initiative and try and find those early knocks. Quite crazy. I look up at our top right, Logic. Only 2 players are down across the entire map. All 10 teams still in.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone's scattered in such a good position that it's going to be even more difficult to get that revive, and one more player is dropped somewhere, probably not from the same team, but right now Pumpers and Q Deathmatch are going at it. Got the hook, got the slam, got the KO as well, and right now Pumpers in a fantastic position as they're trying to chase down Q Deathmatch. Another one dropped. Flappy Penguin is just running away, saying, you know what, it's okay, we lost 2. We're kind of, you know, run for now and fight another day.
Sinoid and Biscuit with the emote spam. Love to see it. Honestly, some of the BM nonsense that we see in this game is hilarious. More emote spam, please. But the Pumpers don't want to get too cocky right now. Not too egotistical. Although they are certainly confident enough here, and with good reason, to push Go-Goats up into Kobayashi's once again. Level 6s across the board, partially thanks to that last team fight. I tell you what, the orange team looking mighty early on.
Yeah, maybe that's why they were a little aggressive right there, a little confident, saying, we're level 6 right now. How many other teams can have their ultimates and actually be able to contest us? I love the display of items. Lots of blue armors going around. But aside from that, nothing else too concerning. Oh, there's 2 tier 5s as well, sitting on XD. I wonder, a little bit of the underdogs, if you will, just because they have Venomous, but they're not one of those teams that really we're talking about as in the contention of potentially winning this, but maybe things will change today.
Well, it looks like our ring, at least initially, is going to be heading up towards Frag Isle, and we can see that already a biome soul has been taken, so the ring potentially focusing in on the mini storm. Won't be music to the ears of many. Certainly, certainly Flappy Penguin. He's gone Solid Snake. He's gone Solid Snake. They're wondering, where has this guy gone? That is phenomenal play from Flappy Penguin. I know a prop hunt master. When I see one, this is unreal. Brilliant.
I can't believe it worked, but courtesy to the other team caring about the environment. They could have said, let's chop down some more trees, but they said, you know what? Deforestation, we're good. We're okay. We're going to keep the forest alive.
Somebody clip that and send it to Theorycraft, please. Great item, or great power addition. It's worked a treat. The last door, though, not finding much reward here in going into combat against BAP. Still lacking in terms of that last level 6 Lima. Again, the defensive tactical nuke just to try and ward BAP away. A little wag of the finger, whether that was to height or whether that was to the last door or just for the convenience of us here on podcast.
He's still there.
He's still going. But my problem,
is he going to go to res and just stay as a tree?
No, I mean, if it was a tree on a reviver, there's no way he gets away with that. And he's going for the Deathbox revive, though. So smart, just rotating back to the scene of the crime.
I love it. That's exactly what a culprit always does. That's supposed to be the #1 thing to look for, but apparently Flappy Penguin said they're not ready for it. It's okay. Going to get another res off as well, and just bit by bit bringing the team back and keeping Q Deathmatch alive.
It's the slow grind. It's the slow grind. By the way, all 10 teams still up. We have 3 of them looking at what I can only imagine is Armor Soul, if that's the big mallet. My eyes do not deceive me. You've got a couple of chonkers and a couple of missiles being thrown. XDD looking for the rotate here on Pumpers, who might be caught as the meat in the sandwich. Unfortunately, got to watch out for that Biome Soul. That cross hit hits hard. I got spiked by it today. wasn't fun, I can tell you that for sure. And now here comes a 4th team as well, Logic. The last door, fancy it.
But that was so genius. They actually pulled the boss away so that they'll be able to get the kill and no one is looking at it. That armor sword is going to go pretty much to them for free, but there's so many fights, so much action. Dropping the Chonker right now says good comms, but the last door not really caring as they're still trying to kind of force their way in.
The last door, I mean, this would be double biome soul for them, but they're not going to find it. It has been secured, and away they go. So it's the pumpers, I would believe, then, who have secured it, since I didn't see the little... So you have, of course, that little background knowledge. You see, like, the little rings. It says, hey, I've got a soul. Or you see a little fiery thing. It's like, hey, I got a soul. So the pumpers move north. Oh, and Teldo gets spiked. Good comms lose one of their team, and I think Tom Kick's just going to try and run away here, but the last door, they know exactly what they were trying to do there. Big jump pad over the wall, going to use that broomstick to fly away. It's practically the Wizard of Oz out here. Meanwhile, down here on the brawl, Giant Triple's going to get caught out by Venom. I tell you what, you called out good comms for good reason, Logic. I think they might go down here.
They almost did. Is Giant Triple going to get away, though, using the brawl, that mobility?
No.
Yeah, okay. They're not out yet, though. A Luna escaped to the left. It had a Celeste that was chasing, but Lemur said it's not worth the chase, not worth the risk, and actually let a Luna escape. And granted, there's only one member left. Good comps might come back, and we're going to find out if the last door is going to regret that.
Give me a second here. I've just got to go and VIP Theorycraft Games. Great to have you here, by the way, everyone. Let's talk a little bit about Passion Fruit, who are also in a little bit of trouble. Waterblaze taken down, leaves, I believe, the last remaining member alive, trying to rotate out with Most Wanted. It is OC. Lovely rotate out of that as well, using the shift and multiple other tools at their disposal, but they've got to wait 90 seconds, and the last door are very well accustomed to having you deal with these last surviving members. They have to go into the storm, but it's all in vain. Passion Fruit, they burn out, and they are our first team gone from the NA show match.
This is going to be another American reference, but Drake had a song called Passion Fruit, and that looked like Kendrick Lamar.
Sure.
It's fine. Look, the Americans will get it. It was on Twitter. We couldn't avoid it. But right now, the first team has indeed been eliminated, and Pumpers are indeed trying to chase down the Sheep, and the Sheep have managed to get some levels, get some experience. They were running for so long, but another team has been eliminated. Not quite sure who it was, but I'm sure we will find out momentarily. And Hot Biscuit on the pursuit. Beautiful use of that shield right there by the Oath. They're up against the wall, though. They're getting pushed out of the circle. Doesn't matter too much. One hook, one goodbye. Slam straight down into the ground. Gotta love it coming in from Pumpers.
Yeah, it took a little too many bites of the cherry, but I don't think it's delayed them in their fight too much, although XTD is also on the scene. They smell blood in the water. That water is frozen in the form of black ice right now, but check this out. The revive has been had, but for how much longer? Rofa goes down. Another spike as Pumpers rotate, looking to try and completely eliminate the Go Sheep. Woolly, cozy, but not for too much longer. Lunatherius maybe looking to stall, but Nidhogg falls too. And oh, they've run into Adamark as well, as he looks to rotate round, utilizing those boost rings beautifully. They're going to find their way back inside the ring, outside of the zone, but Sinoid knows where they are. And the Go Hogs forced into the ultimate. Adamark might get spiked here. Got to be careful. Lovely avoiding action. My word. Brilliant taps on the glider. And for the moment, at least, Go Hog survive.
Look, it's super impressive right there to make that escape. And I guess when you see the Sheep go down and some shirts get made, you say, look, you don't deserve bacon as well. But how are you going to revive your team at this point is the question. You're sitting by yourself. The Most Wanted, there's a team that's almost going to be there as well. Not too many respawn beacons, although it is only 2,500. So maybe that's going to be kind of the play there if you want to bring your team back.
Yeah, at the same time, you want to save the money. You spend as much of it as you can mid-game and then wait for that final ring, or the final set of rings at least, to be able to set up when it matters the most, when you're going for the win. I can understand the hesitancy to actually go and commit to something like that. Confirmation then. Good comms, I believe, are out. They are the other team that we missed falling, which, to be fair, they were already on the back foot. Go Hogs surviving solely through at a mark. XCD looking good with those 2 tier 4s. Sheep gone also, of course, and so a lot of armor across the board. Interesting to note that Venomous has one of those kaiju items, Logic, so on the Shiv as well. Ooh, watch out for him late game.
There's 2, but I forgot the other person who has the Kaiju Eye, and that's going to be so huge to know exactly where everyone is. Oh, another snipe. Goodbye. Did they hit the laser, or did they actually get sniped? Not quite so sure, but only 6 teams remaining at this point.
So, Bash all players looking for the quick revive now. 20 players total left. It's going to be a very scratching circle at this moment. They should get the revive off, but are they going to run into trouble? Are people aware of where they are? Rain of Arrows goes down. XDD looking across the way, and on that bar, you got the Pumpers. Here comes Battle players now, Logic.
Oh, and what do you do in this situation? The Pumpers, you feel like you're in a good position, but if the other 2 teams advance at the same time, you're actually pincered and in a bad spot. They have a lot of real estate to work with, though. Wisely going to back off. I love to see it. And let's not forget, there's a B1. Oh, another fight up at the top, though, on the left. You went into the wrong spot. A Celeste ult is great, but you're pushed into the storm, and you are no longer welcomed in this world. Yeah, you thought you were being aggressive, thought it was a great decision, but man, XD was prepared.
That was an interesting choice from the Go-Goats, who aren't fully punished, but now they are down to just the lone survivor there in the bushes. Bap rotating. I mean, good spot on Adamark there. Shout out to our wonderful observer, Mermage, the most wanted Adamark, and so it will momentarily ping roughly where they are, but exactly where they are, they've got to do a little bit of foraging, any of these teams who want to try and run the risk. Ultimately, XDD and BAP deciding, yeah, maybe not. Let's maybe look to try and focus in on equipment grinding or positioning, of course, since that ring is due south.
It is, and they're making their way down there bit by bit, but I think the light blue team, they've scouted it out. They said, look, there's a most wanted up there, and they're making their way up. We'll find out if Adamark is going to live or not, but Pumpers trying to advance on the last door, and oh, Adamark went down. Tried to survive, was about a minute off from actually getting that most wanted off. Valiant effort, just not enough at the end of the day. And flawed, that may have been a flawed decision. You ran into an entire team, solo dolo, and I'm so sorry, but you also are gonna get eliminated. 4 teams left right now, 17 minutes into this game.
The rewind, by the way, from Blixt to get out of trouble whilst securing the team elimination. Smart play. The Pumpers are still in trouble. Oh, they put down the bonfire, but there's the tactical nuke in response. And yo, check out the boots. The boots on this. I mean, that's exactly what you're seeing with a bunch of emergency platforms. It basically means that you're never going to fall off stuff by mistake. Really cool bit of equipment, and the Pumpers have chosen their real estate, Logic. They're gonna sit on this island. Very difficult to try and traverse this huge gap, massive risk of spike, but you don't have much place to work with. That's why that jump pad is so crucial to any rotational strategy they're cooking up over there.
I'm surprised they chose that spot. You know, you have so much land available, and they said, we want to live in a condo instead, huddled up together, trying to save some money maybe on that AC or the heating, not quite so sure. But that jump pad, will it be enough to escape? You know, it's not uncommon for teams. Oh, you went out there. I don't know if this is the move, Migrant.
No, but it's forced them off, though. It's forced them off. It's forced the team fight out of it. And there's a big spike already for the Pumpers. Wow. Okay, this is real trouble bus territory then for the Pumpers. The last door with those emergency platforms can traverse this water a lot more successfully than others. XDD have rotated round as well. And here's BAP. We've kind of forgotten about them in the great picture, but they don't have level 9s. None of them are level 9s. So when it comes to the weakest in the lobby right now, statistically speaking, they are them. But they're just waiting for that opportunity to head on in to third party, to fourth party, and to just clean up on aisle 6.
Or if they actually get wind that there's only 3 members of one of the teams, maybe they go fight them. Maybe that's how you get your level 9. But that's not what they're opting to do at the moment. They're trying to hide, trying to stay safe, not wanting to take any risk. And you have XDD to your left, and you have another team to your right. I wonder if you just pull the trigger now and you say, let me force the fight instead of allowing you guys to force kind of my hand, if you will. Another nuke.
Another
Great
nuke destroying another base camp, and they are limited in supply, but there's low health bars for XDD. They're going for the Celeste ult. They're looking to try and take down BAP whilst the Iron is going to be struck hot. We've got more base camps going down. Jump pad, rotate from XDD, but here comes the pump birds, and here comes the last door. They smell an opportunity to go straight for the top two. Big grab, anti-heal, forces out the Oath ult. Forced back in with the Kingpin before the rewind is popped. Mirror again down to 25% health. Surely going to try and look for them, but the last door have changed their strategy. They've turned on the pumpers with Armor Soul. If they can take that, that's 2 Biome Souls to the good. This orange team has been betrayed. The fiery writing is on the wall, and now they have split asunder. So Blix is going to be isolated. Chipsa attempting to get out of there with a jump pad. Does so pretty successfully, but not going to find any solace because Blix has gone down. Chipsa with most wanted, though. How long can they survive?
Not quite sure how long, but maybe you can get a kill, but 3v1 gonna be damn near impossible to do. But you have one person by themselves. Maybe you can pick them off. No, you are gone. Your teammate is still alive, though. Hot Biscuit is kind of in pursuit of one member of the XDD. Are you going to get that snipe? You don't have a most wanted. It won't matter so much. It just helps your ranking, helps your placements, maybe feels a little bit better, but they have found you, Hot Biscuit, and they are indeed in hot pursuit. There are 3 members, 3 teams that were eyeing you, but never mind. Bab actually just runs up and says, you know what? We're just going to defend this area and let you guys handle Hot Biscuit.
The location of Hot Biscuit is huge as to which way this swings, because if the last door are able to secure Armor Soul off Hot Biscuit's death box, we can only presume will mean the end of BAT, who of course are, I mean, it worked out perfectly for them in theory, but they're still lacking level 9s across the board. They still have, what's it, 1 level 8 potentially? Yeah, 1 level 8, which will make a big difference. Hot Biscuit's still alive. Jack-a-Lackin's still alive. They are rats, but they are not in the sewers. They are out in the blinding sunlight. Most wanted for Hot Biscuit, not going to last long. Desperately tries to avoid them, but they don't. Going in for the death box. They might not have the time to pick up Armor Soul because this final fight has already erupted, Logic.
It is indeed happening now. They're pushing BAP into a corner, and they're trying to say we are indeed NA's champions. Yes, we won yesterday. We may not have won an EU today, but they might be doing it. There's only 2 members left of BAP, and the last door closing in, honing in, about to finish them all off. And what do you do if you're BAP? It's 2v4. The odds are not in your favor, and I'm so sorry, but I believe the writing is on the wall, and the last door are our victors.
Well, Passion Fruit were the first team eliminated. Pineapple, the final player. It's a fruity victory for the last door.